Happy Friday, everybody. This is David with the Rocky Mountain Sports Network, and I am joined today by Matt Staffiero, my co-host of our new show, Freestyle Friday, where we're going to do some unscripted, off-the-cuff sports talk. So if you guys out there listening have a comment or a topic, throw it out. And me and Matt have a few things that we've thrown together in the last 3 minutes that we'll talk about. But, hey, we're open for anything. This is going to be a 30-minute show every Friday, 10 a.m. So make sure you join us and come check us out and throw us your questions and everything else. So
send us those questions and comments. Let's make this fun.
Yes, Matt, how you doing on a Friday?
Oh, it's great. It's my only day off, really.
I know what you mean. I just started. I switched over to 410s, so I get 3-day weekends. But after we're done here, I have some household chores and stuff I have to get done and things like that.
This is not my only show for the day. I got another one coming up at 12 o'clock.
Yeah, everybody make sure you check out Matt at noon. It's going to be a live show, correct, Matt?
Yep, today will be live.
The breakdown, and today you will be previewing Denver Broncos.
I'm breaking down everything Denver Broncos. I'm going to talk a little bit Matt Eberflus as well. I think he's kind of getting dogged on, but he's a great coach. Great coach up there. So I'm going to talk on some Eberflus in Chicago and what it means for Justin Fields. I'm going to talk a little bit of the Jaguars distraction as well. So definitely, and then I'll also dive into our two defensive or potential defensive coordinator and a little bit more on our offensive coordinator, who we're going to talk a little bit about today too.
Hey, Kenny is good morning, Kenny, or afternoon on your end, I guess. Kenny's from K&K Sports in New York. He's saying he doesn't see any video. Does anybody else see video?
Here, let's double check it out. Let me go check on my phone real quick. I saw a video on my side. Give me a sec. Technical difficulties.
And Dave Glassman, what's up? Thanks for joining us today. Hey, and we just wanted to shout out, anybody?
Yeah, I'm seeing video on my side.
Anybody? Yeah, Kenny, you may want to jump out and jump back in. So Sean sees video, Matt sees video.
All right. Got a couple new people coming in the group. I see. Now look at this. We got
Sean Slade has a huge question here. Who's going to win the big showdown this weekend? Number 3, OU, and I'm thinking that's Oklahoma, or number 5, Denver University in women's gymnastics on ESPN. I'm going to go DU.
I have no knowledge of this, but I'm just going to go DU because I'm a homer. If you can't tell.
That's me too. I have no idea either. So, Sean, who do you think's going to win? So.
I got a couple of new people coming in the group too. Lorenzo, I seen you jumped in there. I hope you're doing well. Send some comments and questions. All right, let's dive into this.
Kenny's okay on his side now, so.
Yeah, Kenny, stop breaking things, man.
All right, Matt, lead it off. What do you want to talk about first?
Well, let's we kind of just threw this together, like you said, in 3 minutes. Let's start off with Stenavich, because I think that's an interesting thing that'll everyone who's the casual fan, a lot of us ourselves included. Sometimes we thought Broncos would just request to interview Stenavich and everything would be fine. He could just hop over as OC, and that could just be his guy. Well, it seemed, if come to find out, it's going to be a little bit more complicated. They're going to have to actually schedule an interview and request the interview. And the Packers have the ability to block, even though it's technically a promotion, because he won't be calling plays. Never even. That's a new rule to me. Yeah, I didn't have any knowledge of it.
I never even noticed that rule. I thought, okay, you're going from an O-line coach to an OC. That's a promotion. But apparently, because you're not calling plays, you're not really an OC.
Yeah.
That makes absolutely zero sense.
Yeah, so
I got a question.
It's just a glorified O-line coach.
Yeah, before we go too far in this, I got a question for you, because Sean's picking Oklahoma, and he says it's in Norman. So is there like a home court advantage in gymnastics? I mean, I don't know. So, Sean, let us know. Kurt says, what's up? Kurt, thanks for joining in. For Kurt, the other half of K&K. So,
yeah, hey, Kurt, we will not be talking Aaron Rodgers this Friday.
No, maybe next Friday. Time. Nope. I'm making a rule right now. This is my show. I came up with the idea. This is an Aaron Rodgers free zone. No Aaron Rodgers talk on here until something actually happens.
Kurt, tune in at 12. I'll talk a little Rodgers for you.
Yeah. Tune in at 12. We don't want that Aaron stuff on this show. So, so,
No Rogers talk, he promises.
so, oh boy, and it's Alumni Day too, so it's going to be a large audience of former OU gymnasts. I don't know. DU they might get stomped. I mean, we better change our picks, Matt.
Oh yeah, hey, no, hey, it's all about this. Is the year of the underdog. I mean, look. I mean, let's kind of, well, going back to the Stinovich thing. Yeah, that's kind of an awkward rule. Essentially, with him coming over, even though he's in as an OC, it would just be kind of like a glorified O-line coach position in a sense. I mean, he's definitely gonna have more control than what he would as an OL coach. But yeah, it was just a very weird formalities that they have to hoop to. There's not any real speculation that Green Bay is going to block Stinovich from coming over. At least not to this point, but it's just kind of an interesting thing that I'm not sure if a lot of fans knew about.
Yeah, that is definitely definitely something I didn't know. I mean, I thought, okay, he's becoming an offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
So I would think it's promotion, but apparently not. So what if they called him like assistant head coach too?
Then I think it would be different, but
Okay.
I don't know if they're going to want to do that.
No,
This
I've
guy's
sort of
never
heard
really
rumors.
done anything.
I've sort of heard rumors about maybe making Munchak an assistant head coach just to be there to provide Hackett some guidance and things like
Yeah, I
that.
think the real
So,
big thing when it comes to these other position coaches, there's Tim Cherry, who's a good follower of RMSN, Fourth and 99. He provided some really good points yesterday. Him and I were having a discussion that he's going to come in, and we got to remember that that the management era of Elway and the way he kind of conducted business is over. Kind of picking your coaches for you, in a sense. I think it's with George Payton. I think it needs to be that new era where he's going to allow Hackett to surround himself with the staff that he wants. Does that mean Mike Munchak sticks around? Does that mean some of those other guys that we listed yesterday when we did our quick segment on Nathaniel Hackett? What does that mean for them? I mean, right now we really don't know. I would love for them to stay around, but I think Tim has a good point. Let's let this guy build the team that he wants, and let's let management focus on building this roster with him.
no, I agree. So
it's gonna be interesting that happens. Sean, we've been trying for months. Anyone who wants to talk other than football, bring them our way.
Yep. So, oh boy, here comes Kurt with QB question.
Oh,
I'm afraid to click on this.
It's not. It has not. Aaron Rodgers is not listed.
Okay, all right. Oh,
okay.
Boy.
Here's a question. So Kurt comes in with the question. Here's a quarterback question. If you could pick a quarterback from these three you can have for the next 10 plus years, would you take Bryce Young, Caleb Williams, or Arch Manning?
Well,
you
Arch Manning
is right now.
Arch Manning is automatically discounted because the kid's still playing high school football. Come on, Kurt.
Okay. I think let's put it in a hypothetical world. This is you're putting this prototype of skills.
I understand that, but we haven't seen what this kid can do at the college level.
I think he's just trying to bait you in with the Arch Manning.
I know what he's trying to do. I
already know my answer hands down.
Out of these three, I'm taking Caleb Williams.
I'm taking Caleb Williams as well. I think Bryce Young is an incredible talent, but as what I've seen right now, definitely some mechanics issues, footwork. And once again, Alabama quarterback. I mean, Mac, it's a system. I mean, as much as we want to praise Mac Jones, how much of it was just a system? How much of it was overall? I'm a good talent.
One thing I'll say about Bryce Young, though, Bryce Young is so much more athletic than Mac Jones.
So he definitely is. Yeah,
I think he'll translate a little better to the NFL than Mac Jones would. Kenny has a college football question since it's unscripted. Alabama QB is already projected number one. If that's the case, why not opt out in Bama?
So is he meaning like just opting out to sit in the year? I mean, because there's going to be other quarterbacks next year's class, they could definitely outshine what you did this year.
Rise up. I mean, show you can do it again. Class. I mean, but eventually it may come to this, Matt. I mean, these people are getting this name, image, and likeness money. Things like that. They may say, I don't want to risk.
I don't want to risk the biscuit to go out and play for meaningless football. If I'm already projected to be a number one off of 1 or 2 years of football, and I've already gotten paid, why am I going to go out there and continue to do it? I mean, I would have to look into draft eligibility rules because they have to be a junior. They have to have 3 years.
I thought it was 2 years removed from high school.
No, that's NBA, isn't it?
I don't know. It's so hard to keep track anymore.
Yeah, because I think
But
in football you have to be a
you
junior.
could always go to USFL or somewhere like that too. I'm sure they
Yeah,
won't have those if you want to risk injury there.
I mean, who knows?
Yeah,
Look, we're gonna just give unscripted.
it's a
So
changing world right now in college
yeah, because if you
athletics.
look at the NBA, there I can't remember the kid's name. I'll have to go in and look at it. But number one high school prospect, he decided to he got essentially signed by New Balance. Went off and played for like he getting paid for New Balance. He only has to be removed from high school for 2 years. He went out and did some like exhibition stuff, and this kid got paid millions and millions of dollars right out the gate, and even have to go to college. And I mean, it's a risk for me. I get frustrated because I think when we go down this road of NIL and things like this, you're giving a 19 or 18, 19-year-old kid $2 million. It's kind of like the old thought. Do you want, when you're learning how to drive, do you want the beat up Honda Civic or do you want the Ferrari?
Right.
If you're a parent, you're hoping they, we go this Honda Civic route. Teach them life first before you give them the whole riches. So,
all right, and I just checked. You do have to be out for
3 years.
3 years.
And I think you have to be actively participating in a program. I think that's what your draft eligibility.
I don't think so. I think you just have to be 3 years removed from high school. And we'll look more into this, and we'll have an answer next Friday. But so going back to Kenny's original question, he would have to sit out 2 more years. Bryce Young would, because he was true freshman last year. So he would have to sit out 2 more years. So I don't think he's going to do that.
But he's draft eligible next year, isn't he?
He should. Well, how's he that if he's?
Yeah, no, he's draft eligible next year.
I don't see how he is if he was a true freshman. I thought.
Let me double check.
I don't know.
I think he was redshirted. Is he? Yeah, he's he's a sophomore.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, he's draft eligible next year. Yeah, I was like, you're getting me confused here.
Never mind. I'm confused.
Yeah, so no, he's draft eligible next year. So he is the number one target. I mean, as of right now, he is the bona fide number one pick in next year's draft as of right now. So I get where Kenny's coming from. The Nets gave up. Okay, another question from Kurt Valenci. Last question of the day. The Nets gave up a ton for James Harden, number one picks and draft swaps for the next 6 years. Rumor is Harden may go to Philly instead of resigning. Should Nets trade him now?
I would.
Don't
just let him walk away. Get something for him.
It comes down. I mean, this shifting over into something other than football, baseball. Let's look at the Trevor Story example right now. Trevor, they offered him a qualifying offer. They declined. They had an opportunity to get massive, return for him prior to the trade deadline last year. They decided to sit on their hands and try to re-sign him. Well, we don't really know what's going to happen right now because, of course, MLB is in lockout. But let's be real. He's going to walk away, and the Rockies just lost out on a ton of draft capital, a ton of prospects just because of I don't know. It's a horrible move. So absolutely, if he's going to go to Philadelphia and you have on good, ambition, send him. Just trade him.
So,
get what you can.
Let me ask you a question in regard back to this James Harden question. Should the Nuggets pursue that trade?
No,
absolutely
not.
Okay.
Yeah, Nuggets. Would it be great? Would it add another star? Sure, but the Nuggets aren't a James Harden type team. The Nuggets are everybody. They're the definition of the team. They value teamwork. I mean, look at Boogie Cousins coming in on 2 10-day contracts, and he's averaging like over 10 points a game. I mean, that's what it's about. I mean, they're a team. Team basketball is what they thrive on. Who will be NBA MVP and will it be Joker? Why will it be Joker? I mean, it should be. I mean, he dominates everything.
Look what Joker is doing with this team, with Jamal Murray out, MPJ out. I mean, he's taking a bunch of no names and carrying these guys. And I think right now Denver is sitting, and I'll tell you really.
I think they're 6th or 7th.
Yeah, I mean, so.
Yeah, I mean,
you would think normally
he's got Aaron Gordon. That's it.
Right, and that's it, and it's just then a bunch of a bunch of not.
There's Austin Rivers, Facundo Capanzo,
right.
Bones Highland. A bunch of these guys are super young,
yeah,
or they're rotational guys.
So yeah, I think that Joker should be. I don't think he's going to get it because I just don't like the media and the way they are.
Yeah, ESPN was pissed that he won it last year. I mean, let's be real.
Right. Why do you want somebody in the Rocky Mountain region to win it where nobody watches basketball anyway. So that's
Because this
what
is
they
the
think.
Broncos country. I'm just
So,
kidding.
all right,
Um,
another one from Sean, and we're just all over it, guys. And hey, we love this. Sorry, Matt, not meaning to blow up your thing, but
oh, hey,
I
we
mean,
did this 3 minutes before. This is kind of why we
right.
did it.
So,
It's like rapid fire all day. That's what we're here
that's
for.
right. Can the Avs keep playing at this level? I'm worried about that. These guys are playing at such a high level right now. Can they maintain it all the way through? It sort of
Yes,
worries me. You really
I think they
think this
totally
team
can.
can?
Absolutely. I mean, they play
I
with
know we have the talent to do it, but I
the
mean,
big difference is we've seen them play with the physicality that they've lacked. I mean, they get bullied at times in the playoffs, but these teams, I think they're done with that. I think they've seen that, they had their let's be real, the championship window from the last 2 seasons compared to this season, it was wide open in the last 2 seasons. And they failed to do it because they couldn't match teams' physicality.
right.
They were doing the speed and finesse. This year, I mean, how many times is this McDermott, McBeth, whatever his name is? He's out there just throwing hands. I mean, this team feels different. I mean, Landon Scott's got a different swagger about him. McKinnon, I mean, did you see he breaks his nose and he's still out there playing? I mean, blood's everywhere. This team is, I think they're just done. I think they're done being bullied. They know they got the talent. They know that it's a limited time. They know that they don't have as strong of a goaltender in Kemper as what they had in Grube last year. I mean, and I mean, even look at this Frankie kid come out of nowhere. I mean, he's out here dominating. I mean, got the first shutout, and I forgot how many years, back-to-back shutouts in how many years. There's just something that's different about this team, and I think they're just ready to punch someone in the mouth.
Yeah. And Rob Molina asked a good question. Does Mac being out for an unknown amount of time affect that? I don't think so. This team has played so well through injuries, Kale McCarr being out, McKinnon's been out before, Landeskog's been out. They've just had people step up, and fill in. So I think that this team, I mean, it's like I said, Matt, they are getting a little more physical. So
Yeah,
and if I was Tom
yeah.
Hall, Tom Hall of the Bruins, watch yourself next time you play the Avalanche.
Yeah, and I mean, if just going back to Rob's question, the one thing that you've seen this team be able to do, no matter who it is, which line is having to step up, like you said, they're always stepping in. I mean, this team is so loaded with Mikko Rantanen. They got, like I said, Landon's got Kadri, Makar. I mean, these lines are just so stacked, and it's like I said, it's so much different because it feels like like the Nuggets. That's the one thing I guess our smaller markets are known for. This is they play team sports and they're a team. It's not one star. I'm got to be the showstopper. These guys just rally between each other. They always got somebody's back. I mean, Nuggets riddled with injuries. Now Avs have battled some injuries, but their momentum doesn't stop because of how much they believe in their team and believe what they're trying to go after. We just got to hope both teams can stay hot. If we get back-to-back championships here in the Ball Arena, hey, we might not have to talk about Broncos all the time.
No, we may not have to. So I mean, which is sort of nice. It's sort of nice to talk about these other sports teams
Because we
here
know the Rockies will
in the
never be
local.
there, guys.
Wait, hey, come on. Let's not go there, Matt.
Sell the team. I'm just kidding.
If they would sell the team, that would help. So,
We're a
Kenny,
farm
back
team.
on the MVP talk. Kenny likes Jean Morant of the Memphis Grizzlies. Yeah, and I think he's a good guy too. He's averaging almost 26 points a game, 6 rebounds, 7 assists. So, I think he's someone that's carrying that Memphis team as well. So we'll see. I mean, it's still young. We got a little while to go before we really get deep into it. But unfortunately, ESPN, like you said, ESPN didn't like that Joker got it.
Yeah, I mean,
don't
they
think
showed the
he's getting it.
highlight
I
for
don't
like
think
20
he's
seconds, and then they moved
right.
on to tennis or some crap.
I don't think he's getting it 2 years in a row.
Hey,
So
we'll see.
yeah,
I mean,
it would be
I
nice.
forgot who the analyst was a couple weeks ago. Went mad. It was like on an ESPN First Take or something. He's like, it's complete crap that Joker gets discredited for so much he does. He's one of the best. He may end up being.
That is Jalen Rose.
He may end up being the best big man in NBA history if he continues on this track.
Jalen Rose is really pushing Joker. He loves him. So
hey, at least somebody is, right?
Yeah. Somebody over at ESPN. At least it's not Stephen A. Smith, That guy's well, we won't even talk about Stephen A. Smith. All right, Matt.
All right.
Let's go back to your list until we get more questions.
Let's switch gears. Okay, Senior Bowl.
Yes.
This is going to be, well, first of all, let's talk overall quarterback class for a minute. And you know what? I'm going to call myself out on this one.
Please do.
At the end of last year's draft, when I was pissed that we didn't take one of the quarterbacks, I was like, this is a really bad class. and I
And
gotta
what
call
did I
myself.
tell you,
I
Matt?
gotta call, and it's not that anyone's Rosen. I've
Yes,
taken a
they
step
have.
back.
Yes, they
Okay,
have.
Kenny Pickett has. I'll give him that.
Okay. And I
But
told you there
but
will be a
I will
riser.
say, yeah, there's a riser. It doesn't mean no guarantee that the Denver Broncos are going to be able to get
Nobody's
him.
guaranteed. Right.
What I'm saying is
Oh,
gonna be in a
okay.
position to take him.
Well,
But after I started to really look at this class, and I've noticed national media is really slow on it. But let's be real, it's because there's not an SEC quarterback, there's not a Power Five quarterback.
here's Matt
The
Corral.
higher, I mean, yeah, but Matt Corral.
Matt
I mean, okay,
Corral's.
so there's one. There's one.
Kenny Pickett's Power 5. ACC
Oh
is a
yeah, that's
Power
true.
5
Power Five.
conference.
Okay, there's not Oklahoma, there's not Alabama, there's not Florida, there's not LSU, there's not USC, Oregon. There's none of
Okay.
these ones. There's not. This is the equivalent to it being Wisconsin, Texas Tech, and freaking Cincinnati. Let's
Right.
look at it. Kenny Pickett's Pittsburgh, Carson Strong, Mountain West, Nevada, Malik Wilson, Willis, Liberty,
Oh,
Bailey Zapp.
don't
What is it?
mention Malik Willis.
Oh
He
yeah,
wasn't good enough to play
Kurt's
at
head might
Auburn,
explode.
remember?
Oh yeah, ooh, not good enough to play at Auburn.
Ooh,
Who
yeah,
hasn't
because
produced
they're
a
turning
quarterback since
out
Cam Newton,
quarterbacks,
right?
aren't they?
Yeah, who
Yeah.
hasn't produced a decent? Who hasn't produced a decent quarterback since Cam Newton? And didn't Cam Newton technically start at Florida?
Was it? Yeah, I think he did. He started somewhere and then he
He
got
started
kicked
at
off the
Florida,
team. And
Kenny. I mean, Kurt. He started at somewhere else. I mean,
yeah,
he wasn't good at. Cam Newton wasn't good enough to be at Florida.
Wasn't there a whole bunch of money involved and
Who
everything
knows? I
between
don't
Cam's
remember.
dad and Auburn?
So yeah, I mean, we look at this class. I mean, even all the way down to these guys. I think it's just getting
And you also
crapped on.
forgot Sam Howell. He's a Power
Yeah,
5 as well.
yeah, ACC. Yeah, that's true. So there's Power Five. I'm just saying, there's not your stellar schools
See, I'm
out
just
there.
blowing holes in your theory all
Go
over the
ahead,
place.
go ahead. What I'm trying to say is, there's no Alabama. There's no. So did you see the list that I posted in the group chat the other day about QBU? And it's like let off by like Oklahoma, Oregon, USC, and then I looked at this and great QBU, but like let's look at all the quarterbacks that have come out of those schools, like Baker Mayfield struggling,
Right.
Jalen Hurts is just kind of struggling.
Jalen
Oregon,
Murray.
Marcus Mariota was
Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray. I
Did
mean,
I say Kalen Murray? Gee whiz.
yeah, I mean, what I'm saying is, these big old schools get all these things, and these quarterbacks are getting so hyped up. But then when they get to the NFL, is the success really that great? I
Right.
mean, Jalen Hurts has not been that great. I mean, let's be real. I mean, is he doing okay? Yeah, sure. But look at Baker Mayfield. Is he doing great? Sure. Is Kyler Murray doing great? He was, and then he fell off the turnip truck, and the Cardinals fell apart. Cliff
Right.
Kingsbury and Kyler Murray both just came crumbling down. But you look at some of these other things. I mean, so is this class being crapped on essentially because there's not an Oklahoma, there's not a USC, there's these all those quarterbacks decided to go back to school. Like look at Keaton Slovis. He was at USC, had a terrible year. He decided to transfer to Pittsburgh because he seen that they were willing to work around their quarterback strength. And
Right.
now with Lincoln Riley over there at USC, who knows what that's going to look like. So I'm just saying, if Caleb Williams goes to Wisconsin, like there's some rumors out there, in 2 years at Wisconsin, which he's been the number one prospect, in college football right now. If he coming out of Wisconsin in 2 years, is he gonna still get the same credit, or is he gonna take a hit because he's
I don't.
not at Oklahoma?
I'm going to just say this: if I'm a quarterback, a top-notch quarterback, I sure as hell am not going to play at Wisconsin. That's a run-first program. You know what? Why do you want to go there? So
Obviously, there's something about it, and I mean, we look at some of these history. I mean, look at some of these other guys. Look at Philip Rivers. Look at Ben Roethlisberger. These guys are coming from these other schools. I mean, granted, those are first round prospects still, but I mean, one could argue, do the underdogs have produced better quarterbacks? I mean, so Tony
some of them
Romo.
have, yeah.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
think some of these smaller schools, uh, produce some very good quarterbacks. Like you said, Tony Romo came from Eastern Illinois, I believe.
yeah. Yeah. So
Um,
I guess what I should have said, the way I should have worded this argument would have been like, these quarterbacks aren't out of the gosh damn SEC. Because the SEC, according to all these draft analysts, according to our buddies, some of our buddies at other podcasts, Kurt, only quarterbacks that are good are out of the SEC.
no, but
And
the SEC really hasn't produced, besides Joe Burrow, name me a top 5 quarterback that the SEC's produced.
I can't even tell you one right now off the top of my head. What, Cam Newton might be the last one?
Right.
I mean,
I
that
mean,
might be the last
they
one.
produce quarterbacks. Yeah, they have quarterbacks in the
I
NFL,
mean,
but are
look
they
at how
top
hard some
5?
people. No, I mean, look at Mac Jones. Yeah. This will be okay. What does he say? Kenny's coming in and says this will be the year that a second or third pick will be a top QB in the class. All joking aside, Davis Mills could be the best quarterback out of this class. You know what? And I think that's kind of cruddy because I mean, let's go back to last year real quick. I was pounding the table for Davis Mills. I was like, Davis Mills is a
I
first round
remember you
quarterback.
well. Yeah.
He is a first round quarterback. And granted, it didn't happen. He got drafted to the worst situation possible. But I'll have to go back and I'll get you the stats. But this kid at home, when he's playing at Energy Stadium, he was lights out. It was like 27-3 or something. I mean, it was he was playing like lights out at home. This kid's got a ton of talent. This class, his guys got a ton of talent. I mean, let's be real. I know that people want to hate on Desmond Ritter because of this, because of the game against Alabama. But let's be real. It's Cincinnati going against the top dog in the country for pretty much my entire life. This school pumps out all stars in Alabama.
Right.
But he came in and he didn't do much. He didn't take the game away. But I mean, his Cincy's receivers really as good as an Alabama defense? Is his offensive line good as Alabama's D line? He is doing the best with what really shouldn't be in that situation, but it is because I give him credit for being there. But the talent gap was huge. The
Right.
talent gap is huge. I mean, even if you and look at how Alabama won the game, they didn't say let's put this on Bryce Young's back. They beat the hell out of that Cincinnati front seven day and night because they knew Cincinnati had a great secondary, so they just beat the hell out of them all night.
No, I agree, and
But I
going back
mean,
to this whole SEC team, you haven't seen a passing attack like LSU had in 2019. That's
no,
not SEC football. Teams are trying to get there, but they're not there yet, and they're not churning out those type of quarterbacks right now. I
yeah,
mean, you got Tua in Miami. He's not top 5.
no,
I mean, who else do you have from the SEC right now?
Mac Jones.
Mac Jones, is he top 5? No.
No,
He's
I
a
mean they're
product
super
of a
young.
system up in New England, if you ask me.
Yeah. Couple questions
So,
here. So Kenny throws up Drew Lock and being better in this class, and I argue that. I mean, let's take Drew Lock's playing experience away, and if we just put Drew Lock as a prospect in this class, I still think Drew Lock is probably the
he's
third
middle
best
of the
quarterback,
pack, I
middle of the
think.
pack.
I think.
He's completely raw. He's no more raw than these guys. I definitely think Kenny Pickett's a way better prospect. I think Desmond Ritter's a better prospect.
I think Carson Strong
I
is.
think Carson Strong's a better prospect than what Drew Lock was. I mean, you said passing attack in the SEC. Let's go back to it because Missouri tried this with Drew Lock. And what we've seen is Drew Lock and the Missouri offense under Hoople, and I forgot who took over for Hoople after he left. They could kick, Southwest Missouri's behind with this
Right.
passing attack, but then they take it to Florida, they take it to Alabama, they take it to Tennessee and Arkansas, and it doesn't work because that's not the way the SEC works. It's not. And that's why Drew Lock, the question came with Drew
Right.
Lock. He can beat Southwest Missouri, but he struggles beating these other teams because it doesn't, that formula didn't work for SEC football. But yeah, Drew Lock, I think, would be probably third or fourth best quarterback in this class. I think like you said, I definitely think Carson Strong has a better base. I think he has a better arm. I think he's a smarter quarterback. I think Desmond Ritter oozes consistency. Like, what you're getting. He's essentially this version of Mac Jones, this draft class Mac Jones, but I would say he's more athletic. And I mean, and let's be real, Kenny Pickett, like Rob's saying here, that quarterback from Pitt hits different. I mean, he does hit different. This dude's physical abilities are insane. I mean, he can run the ball, he can throw the ball, he makes some dumb mistakes, and I guess production is a concern. But like you said, look at Joe Burrow.
Right.
He had nothing at Ohio State, came to LSU, kicked ass for 1 year, and
Yeah.
now
I
he's
mean,
a top 5 quarterback.
his first year at LSU was average, and then, they had that second year in 2019 where they just blew everybody out, and that offense was just amazing with Joe Brady. So, I mean,
Okay.
yeah, I mean, but Kenny Pickett could get to the NFL and fall apart. I mean, it's a huge risk. I mean, because it's just very risky, with quarterbacks. I mean, can they adapt to the game? Can they adapt to the speed? And the one reason I had such high expectations for Joe Burrow, because Joe Brady came from New Orleans Saints and put in that New Orleans Saint style offense, And I mean, Joe Brady picked it up like it was nothing. I mean, Joe Burrow picked it up like it was nothing. So Other SEC quarterbacks: Dak Prescott, Tua,
Oops.
Stafford.
Yeah. So technically, we skipped over Dak, but I mean, even if you let's include Dak in that conversation. I mean, without him getting those years of development and all that kind of stuff over in Dallas, would he still been the same quarterback? I mean, me and Kurt were going back and forth on this one because developing quarterbacks is a huge thing. You look at him; he's one of the perfect examples of a quarterback who was developed in the right situation under Tony Romo and in Dallas. I mean, so without the development, would the gap really be between Tua, who's I guess the most recent, Mac Jones would be the most recent, and Cam Newton? I mean, would that be the biggest? That's one of the biggest gaps I think coming from a division in terms of producing quality quarterbacks. Stafford is definitely underrated.
And I agree
Um,
with that. I agree 100%. I mean, unfortunately, he got in a bad situation in Detroit, you know? I mean, but look at him now. He is definitely, you know, showing some. I mean, the guy's a top level quarterback, I mean, with the Rams. But look at all the weapons he has, too. I mean, definitely, you know, a good situation to move from Detroit to the Rams, and then they go out, they build even more. They bring like in a Odell Beckham Jr. You got Cooper Cup. I mean, it's just the offense there is just loaded up. So I mean, I think that he moved on to a great situation, and they're taking advantage of his talent.
yeah,
Unfortunately, we've talked about this before. This is going to blow up eventually because they have invested so heavily to try to build this team to win right now. And that's why I don't believe in this win right now philosophy, that it's going to blow up and they're going to come plummeting back to earth eventually.
yeah. I think I'm gonna take this question. One more quick question from Rob here. How many more careers are the Lions gonna ruin? I mean, it's a tough break because I mean, I hate to bring up his name, Dave. I know you said not to, so I'll call him the guy who shall not be named. Whether Rogers leaves or goes or
But you
retires,
just said his name.
I had to do it just to do it. Whether I'm not saying anything, we're not connecting to Denver. I mean, but I mean, let's be real. Once Rogers leaves that division, I mean, there's a possibility Kirk Cousins is leaving that division. And I mean, you look at it, Jared
And
Goff
then
becomes the
Goff's the
best
best
quarterback in
quarterback
that
in the
division.
division.
So what once could be a terrible scenario um, for Detroit could be turning around. Could they do it under Dan Campbell? I have reservations, but this is potentially the best opportunity for Detroit since probably they drafted Matthew Stafford. I mean, let's look at Saint. They got that kid out there, Amon-Ra St. Brown. They got Jared Goff, who's not a bad quarterback. They got their two running backs, Jamal Williams and DeAndre Swift. They got TJ Hawkinson. They got a really good base. Their defense is just atrocious. So definitely, I mean, this could be with the right pieces in play. They got a higher pick. Maybe move some stuff. They don't have. They have a couple picks to rebuild. So
Okay.
maybe we start to see them turn a new leaf. Rob, maybe we got
All
to
right.
have some hope
Yeah.
for the
Yep.
Lions.
Last one, and this is just a rapid fire. All right.
Okay,
For the Giants, this is from Kenny K and K Sports. For the Giants, are you going with Dabble or do you want Flores?
100,000 bazillion%. I want Brian Dabble.
And I am as well. So, and I've heard that that's sort of heating up there. So we will see. All right, everybody. Hey, thanks for joining us for the inaugural Freestyle Friday show. We loved it. I mean, me and Matt came in with sort of a semi plan, and exactly like we wanted it to happen, it happened. Just topics came flying. Heck, we even talked some college gymnastics for about 13 seconds. So, but hey,
13 seconds. Hey, we'll do it. We'll do it.
yes, but hey, everybody, join us every Friday, 10 a.m. Mountain Time, noon Eastern Time. Join us, and hey, let's talk sports. Throw us your questions. We'll talk about anything.
All right.
Anything sports related. We'll talk about it. We'll even talk about some golf if we need to. So we'll make stuff up. We can
I
do it.
might. Yeah, Jimmy St. Petersburg got a birdie. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Anyways,
All
real quick,
right,
guys. I will be back live in under 2 hours. I'll be
all
back
right.
on at 12 Mountain Time for the breakdown, and we'll see
Yep.
you guys then.
Yep. Everybody, make sure you check out Matt on the breakdown. All right, everybody, have a great Friday. Have a great weekend. And we will see you Wednesday on the 4th and 99 show at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. Thank you, guys. Have a great one.